What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. OnyxCoin sitting here at about 0.01638. Looking like, I got to be honest, looking like it's holding up pretty well. It might be completely appropriate to expect that we don't go lower. After all, I don't think Bitcoin's going to go lower. We look at BTC USD here. I don't think that Bitcoin's going to go too much lower. Oh, I guess it did. It found its lower low. Oh, wow. I wasn't even aware of this. Oh, well, I guess that, yeah, I don't think it's going to go lower right here. It looks like a double bottom right there. That was a lot of volume on that last 4-hour candle, of which we closed less than 30 minutes ago, and we ate it up. I think if we were to go lower, that would have been it. Oh, man. I need to make this video fast so that I can buy some XCN, because I think if Bitcoin's moving up, it's not going to move lower. That doesn't mean XCN's absolved of going lower. It certainly can, but I don't think that you're going to see a lower low. I don't think so. And this is a rather methodical form of consolidation, right? It's not just like this. You're not just moving down like that, right? Right? It looks a bit different to me. I mean, yes, you are moving down, of course, but the pace is lessened. The volume is tremendous buying, but on the selling side, it's not there. It really isn't there at all. In fact, your volume came in here when? At the low of this little pattern right here. Where is that low? What is that right there? From a low to a high. I know there's all this other stuff on there. We'll fix it. At the 0.5 area, reaching for the golden ratio. This is something that XCN, OnyxCoin loves to do, you guys. You know it does, right? Because I know I'm talking to the right crowd. There's a lot of you watching this. I know that this isn't just BS, right? I'm sure any of you could vouch that we have seen XCN reach for its golden ratio time and time again, and then it just doesn't hit it. We've seen this so many times over the past month, so that could very well be the low. However, it is completely possible too, when reaching for the golden ratio, rejecting the 382, that you do inevitably go down there, or even down to the 786, 886. I want to keep it clear here. There is still a chance, right? I am bullish right now, and I'm starting to reconsider if we go lower. But there is still a chance that we go lower, mainly because that's just what the statistical probability would be whenever it comes to this fib retracement here. Not this one, but this one here, right? And I forget about this, but this one does bring me back, and it makes me more cautious. It's very rare. In fact, I would stand on a very solid limb and say that I've never seen anything that is so robust pull back and get this close to his 382 without hitting it. Like, it would just be, it's very uncommon right now. If you were to find support here, yesterday's low at about 1.45 cents, if you found support there and moved up without interacting with the 382, that's a very uncommon thing to do. If anything, it's a bullish thing, I suppose, not going to areas that you would expect to go to, literally just skimming the prior areas of resistance and finding support there and then ripping from there. That's not a bad thing at all. It's just not expected. And that's okay if it's not expected. Just because I expect something doesn't mean it has to happen. But I am holding out. Realizing this, I might actually, yeah, I'm probably going to hold out. Just back and forth, aren't I? Bitcoin looks like it wants to move up. Altcoins can move down while Bitcoin moves up, but likely a lot of them don't see lower lows, right? If XCN does find support here, if it does not go lower than this low, what I would need to see clearly is prices that go above 1.83 cents. I will, I'm looking to get in here. I'm looking to buy a short-term position. I've got a long-term stack of XCN held up, right? That's not being let go of anytime soon. But I am looking to add some more in for a short-term position at these lower lows here, something down here. If not, if we don't do that and we do move up, I will FOMO buy everything as soon as we get above this high. I'm just going to dump market buy order right then and there, right? That's what I'm going to do. And I don't care if as soon as I buy it, it goes to those areas that I thought it would go anyways, right? To me, the situation we're in now is a little bit different because, again, Bitcoin, BTC USD here, it looks like it's found a low. It looks like it's, that to me looks like it's found a low right here, I want to look at the RSI too. You've got the setup for bullish divergence. Yeah, you do. How much bullish divergence is it? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That could be triple bullish divergence. I don't think it would be, but some form of bullish divergence nonetheless, right? Especially if we close this 1-hour period here at these lows or lower, right? And if we do go lower, I don't think it'll be too much lower. Again, I don't think Bitcoin's going to go below 85K. So what? A drop from here at the most results in like a 2% drop. That's not going to be anything crazy for coins like XCN or the rest of the market, but still a 2% drop could result in, I doubt it results in a 10% drop or a 15% drop for XCN, but besides Bitcoin here giving me the scaries for not going lower, the chart on XCN makes me very confident that we will go lower. It's just it's hard. It's hard to say. If anybody out there is like, I'm confused, what are you saying? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? I'm saying yes. I don't know. I really don't know. I am still holding out. Let's just be blunt. Let me try and get straight to the point here. I'm not going to buy here, but I'm fully accepting of FOMOing in up here if it doesn't go to the targets that I'm talking about. Okay, that's kind of my plan right now. From a high to a low, or a low to a high right here, rejecting the 382, you likely would go down at least to the golden ratio. So even if you don't see lower lows, I still would expect that you probably go here. Though again, as I was saying, it's time and time again, we've seen it throughout this range where you reach for your golden ratio and you just don't quite get there, and you find support, or you reach for it, you just don't quite get there, and you find resistance and you pull back, right? I think that's exactly what this move is actually. I'm talking about it, and we have an example right here, high to low, right here, reaching for, it's literally an exact replica, reaching for the golden ratio, but you couldn't quite get there. Finding support at the 236. Remember, this is what we were looking for. You know, to invalidate me, I literally said if you find support at the 236 and then you make it back above here, I'm just going to FOMO in at the top. It's literally the same exact plan. So if you don't go lower, if you don't go lower than this low, then the odds that we go lower than this low are just completely off the table, right? If you don't go lower than this low and then you get above this high, we're going higher. That was it. But I'm going to stick to it. I think we are going lower. Bitcoin chart be damned. Altcoin charts be damned. Others, or not others, XCN here, to me it does look like it wants to go lower. We're going to stick with it until proven otherwise, okay? 1 hour RSI got overbought, and now you're below the 50, rejecting the 50 area here. Might set you up to go lower, but you've done this thing before where you got overbought, went below the 50, rejected the 50, and then you still went above it. Inevitably you went lower, but what did you do here, right? Rejected the 50, still went above it. You came up and had a slightly lower high, almost like a double top scenario on your closing basis. So I don't know, man. If it goes up here, double tops, it would really be a pisser if it went just a little bit higher. You had a slight double top, and then inevitably, I have a funny feeling that's exactly what's going to happen, but I don't care. I will happily FOMO buy up here, watch it go to the targets I was expecting it to go to, take out a loan, sell my kidneys, whatever, buy some more down here, right? That's probably what'll happen. But no, I think that it is going to go a little bit lower. After that, we could talk about some upside, right? If we look at this relative high here, that's not the high. To the relative low here, 2618 down to the 1886, whatever we find support, and go higher. Unless we go down to the 1618, whatever. Even if we go to the 1618, it's fine. It's not like unless this happens, we're screwed. No, even if it happens, it's fine. But unless we go down lower first, I'm just saying we likely will on a weekly basis move up. The next target area is about 7.2 to 10 cents. You're at 1.65 cents now. Let me say that again. The next target area is something of a 4 to a 6x. 4 to 6x. That's the minimum expectation, is a 4 to 6x. And I want to put it in this kind of perspective, okay? Let's put a line right there. Let's just put a line right in the middle. 4 to 6x, we'll put a line right in the middle. Do you think, and I'm sure that all of you are very sophisticated traders out there, and maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I'm definitely not, but somewhat sophisticated, right? Would you think, with our somewhat levels of sophistication, that a move like this, consolidating like this, it's only going to stop right here? I wouldn't think so. I personally wouldn't think so. That to me looks like a very well-established bull flag. Bull flags are notorious for seeing repetition in their movements, right? What I mean by repetition is you're going to see this exact same movement, and it could take you all the way up to 30 cents. Now, personally, not only do I have an issue with seeing this target, right, because that to me, a move like this just doesn't make sense based off of something like this. It doesn't make sense to me. But I will say that even though this kind of movement based off of this pattern, this bull flag, would make sense, I don't know if we get a 20x, multi 20x moves back to back. It can happen. Hell, you could even move up higher than that, man. And I would love to be completely surprised and caught off guard with some more upside. I would love it. But likely you find something that's just a little bit lower than that. That's my thoughts, right? You got very overbought here on the RSI. You saw a 98 read. I don't think we're going to see higher readings than that. I think we'll stop somewhere lower, and therefore seeing a stronger move than this, it just might, to me, it might not be called for. If we're looking at XCN here, and we actually have to use the all-time history chart to get accurate readings, right? We take a high to a low here, okay? The measure move, again, if that was the low, unless we go a little bit lower, in which case we can move the measure, move down, but I already put it a little bit lower than that low anyways. That would be right above this current all-time high area at about 30 cents there. And I'm saying that we likely do stop a little bit below there is what I'm thinking. What's just below there? This target zone here of about 20 to 26 cents, something like that could happen. What's just below there? You know, we could stop at 10 cents right there. And then, of course, what's the very obvious one that's just below here, just below these? It's the current all-time high at 18.2 cents. You've got a lot of turbulence on your way up here. And honestly, to be completely fair, on your way up with this move, you did not have much turbulence at all. You really didn't. And that's probably why you made this move up. You made such a phenomenal move up because this thing had no resistance on the way down. But where any of this resistance would be, if there was any kind of significance at all, where it would be is at this all-time high area, which starting at about 10 cents, that's when things start to get a little bit bumpy. So here you are at 1.6 cents now. I'm not saying that I theorize we won't get to 10 cents or higher. I'm saying that 10 cents would be the absolute bare minimum that I would expect to get to, and that's about a 6x from the current price. No, it's not from the current price, from the low. It's about a 5.6x from the current price. But that's whenever things likely start to get bumpier, right? We have more turbulence here than we did here, so it makes sense to me that we might not see as big of a move this time around than we did last time. And even if we do get to new all-time highs, there's areas of resistance right here based off of this fib. There's areas of resistance here based off of this fib, right? You've got the 2272 literally coming in right there, the 1886200. There's a lot of resistance on a lot of relative fibs here that go beyond just the simple measure move metrics of this thing here. So let's talk about all-time high cycle ending stuff, and then we'll end the video. Oh, I wanted to keep looking at this, actually. I got all distracted, XCN. I wasn't done with this, and I kept getting distracted because we were talking about Bitcoin, and it threw everything off. Looks like you want to go lower on this, actually. Looks like you do want to go lower. We'll see. We'll see. What was I telling you guys last night, right? That it likes to go right to the invalidation level. Instead of invalidating it, it's like a rejection point. You know, here, this you didn't find support at, to be completely fair. You did reject it there, but this, to me, at least from this metric of this chart, this indicator, the LRO, it seems as if we are still in the downtrend. So there's no reversions on the 4-hour. There's nothing that signals that we're ready to move up yet, but if we get above these highs, certainly it would, right? You'd invalidate this downtrend, and I'm not even kidding, guys. We see prices above here. I don't care if it's here. I don't care if it's at 2 cents. I'm FOMOing in. I'm going to buy because we're going up at least another 5x from there, right? At least. So I have no qualms with buying higher. This is one of those moments where it's actually safer to buy higher than it is to buy now. Why? Because if you buy now and it goes lower, you might be emotionally panicked and you might sell, and that'd be a bad decision. Or if it goes lower, you could just, you could have an opportunity to buy. Where here, if it goes higher, you're at least buying something that you know is going to continue to go higher, even if it does go lower in the immediate terms, right? 1 hour time frame. Looks like it wants to go lower. 15-minute time frame. Same thing. Wow. That is a very you don't get lines that build out like this unless they're very sure that you are in an established downtrend, right? This kind of stuff, you're only confirming it whenever, just like this, right? You see this very solid line, right? This line you didn't hold at all. This line you held very well. 2 significant areas, man. Wow. I don't know what to think here. There's a chance. There's a chance you don't go lower, but I'm sticking with it. I think you do go lower. 2 very significant rejection levels here. By this metric alone, you might be able to start getting excited once we get above 1.724 cents, and might be pessimistic if we get below 1.5 cents. And even if it's pessimism, it's just mild pessimism. It's not going to do anything crazy. Like, I'm talking maybe down here, right? Just a little bit lower. And that seems like a huge drop on this scale, but that's, at the most 20%. It's not a little bit. Don't get me wrong. Nobody'd like to lose 20%, but 20%, it could even drop about like just probably more than 10% actually. So something greater than a 10% drop's coming, but for crypto, that's small potatoes, right? That's nothing crazy. Let's talk about the all-time high potential, and then we'll end the video there. So we're at about a $537 million market cap right now. Crazy, because I remember 2 weeks ago this thing, or 3 weeks ago, this thing was at like $1 billion in market cap valuation, right? 537 million. Let's call it 540 million. Okay, and round up from there. So 540 million to see a 100x would be about a $54 billion market cap, right? $54 billion market cap if you want to see 100x in this thing. Now, $54 billion is no small no small ask. It's not guaranteed to happen for every single crypto, but that is an attainable market cap to see. You absolutely could see a 100x with this thing. You could even see beyond that. I don't believe that we see a multi 100x. I think OnyxCoin's multi 100x potential, it's behind it now. It's seen too much of a robust move to consider that. You'd have to see a market cap over $100 billion to see a multi 100x from here, and I don't see that happening. But it is possible, I suppose. I think you would stop somewhere that's between 40 to 80 billion dollars in market cap valuation, which at this rate would be just below a 100x from the current price, or just above, or maybe even right at 100x. My personal expectation is that XCN, OnyxCoin, I almost said XPR, XCN stops above $2. That's my thoughts, right? So 100x would be at $1.65. Essentially, that's a 100x. So just above 100x, just above $2 there. That's kind of what I'm expecting to happen by the end of the cycle. All of that is still the same. If we stop any lower than $2, maybe we'll stop. There's targets at like $1.84, but still that's over a 100x from here. In fact, if you want to snag a 100x, and what I think is not guaranteed, but has a decent chance to happen, right? High to low here, your 100x window opportunity is open. As long as, if I can get this here, as long as your 100x window opportunity is open, as long as we are below 1.82 cents, right? 1.82. So if we're below 1.82, which by the way, my friends, if that sounds familiar, it might sound familiar to you for a reason, right? Right here, that is 1.82 cents right there. As long as we are below this high, you still have 100x capabilities. When you are above this high, it's not that you don't have 100x capabilities anymore. It's just that it starts to become less likely with every passing cent or half a cent that you move up, right? The minimum target is 83 cents, and I very much expect that we'll demolish that, right? But $1.82 or more is what I'm looking for. I don't think we hit 566. I don't think that we get too much above like 250, 240. But something above $1.82, something above $2 is what I'm expecting. If we at least can identify $1.82, then that would mean it's 1824, 18245, and this high here, it's like very much the same. Is that a coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. 18245, 18242. It's super close, right? The market makers might be telling us, hey, foreshadowing, we're going to sell at this price 100x higher. I don't know. But just saying, below here, you're more likely to get a 100x. Above there, still possible, but less likely. Okay, I'm going to end the video there. I'm repeating myself at this point. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. XCN, I'm sticking with it. I think it does go a little bit lower. If it doesn't go lower than this low here, then I am just going to FOMO buy at 1.82 cents or even somewhere between there and 2 cents. However high it goes, I'll definitely be watching this thing like a hawk, so I won't let it slip by me. But 2 cents, again, is a very key level to break. If we break above 2 cents, we've solidified on the chart that we're done going lower and we're looking to go higher. We break above 3.1 cents, that's the area, 3.3 cents, 3.1 cents, that's the area we're looking for to break out and see new relative highs here and go onwards to that 10 cent target area. I've got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Take it easy. Bye-bye.